On the right, underneath the road bridge ahead, you may see a group of elderly ladies who are engaged in the practice of villain hitting. Should you hold a grudge or ill will against somebody, it is possible to employ their services. Curses can be put on individuals, such as an unpopular politician or a love rival, or an entire group of people. After writing some basic information about the chosen person on a human-shaped piece of paper, your villain hitter will smack the paper repeatedly with a shoe and call on the gods to carry out your wishes. The effigy is then burned in a small fire. Curses are said to last for anything from a week to eternity, with prices starting from around 40 Hong Kong dollars. Discounts may be available for multiple curses. Ask your cursing lady for further details.
We are now entering Causeway Bay, called Tung Lo Wang in Cantonese, which means Copper Gong Bay. This was once a peaceful bay inhabited by fishermen, but was transformed into a bustling commercial area from the earliest days of British colonial rule. Causeway Bay is crammed with people engaged in that most favoured of Hong Kong pastimes, shopping. Nearby, Times Square Mall is a major landmark, as is the Sogo department store ahead. You may leave the bus here for the shops of Causeway Bay and the Sogo department store. Please do remember to take your headphones. Sogo department store, on the left, is one of Causeway Bay's most popular shopping destinations. The pedestrian crossing outside is busy even by Hong Kong standards. Every 58 seconds, when the traffic lights change, buses, taxis and trams give way to the sea of people. Victoria Park, to the right, is built on reclaimed land and takes its name from Queen Victoria, whose statue stands at the entrance. In a high-rise city like Hong Kong, where most residents do not have gardens, parks form an important part of daily life. On a walk through one of these public spaces, it is often possible to see local people of all ages practicing the ancient martial art of Tai Chi. Sogo department store and the main shopping area of Causeway Bay are a short walk along Great George Street to the right. At weekends, the street is usually pedestrianised to accommodate the high volume of shoppers. Those wishing to leave the bus to enjoy the shopping in this area will have the opportunity just around the corner. passengers wishing to explore the shops of Causeway Bay or Victoria Park, you may leave the bus here. Ahead of us, the array of boats is moored in the Causeway Bay Typhoon shelter. Hong Kong regularly experiences tropical storms during the summer months, so when a typhoon warning is issued, small vessels and fishing craft will take refuge in one of these havens. The Causeway Bay shelter was the first in Hong Kong, originally built in 1883 on the site of the present-day Victoria Park. The shelter was moved here after land reclamation in the 1950s. The white building situated on the edge of the typhoon shelter is home to the Royal Hong Kong Yacht Club. We are now on Gloucester Road, one of the busiest thoroughfares in Hong Kong. This road links the Cross Harbour Tunnel, the most popular route between Kowloon and Hong Kong Island, with the business district of Central. The grey building coming up on the left is Wan Chai Police Station. Built in the 1930s, it is typical of many buildings of the era, with columns and balconies designed to keep occupants cool in the tropical heat of summer. The two black office towers coming up on the right are government buildings housing the immigration and taxation departments respectively. The Wan Chai Tower, which stands between them, houses the district court and local government offices. The Academy of Performing Arts occupies the light-coloured, angular building ahead on the right. Established by the government in 1984, it is one of the leading arts education establishments in Asia. Student opera, drama and dance productions, concerts and recitals are given throughout the year and are open to the public. There are few better ways of soaking up the local culture than visiting one of the city's lively street markets. Across the harbour in Kowloon, the Ladies' Market and Temple Street Night Market provide excellent shopping opportunities, whilst here in Wan Chai, there are many smaller markets selling fresh produce and clothes. As we travel through this area, Take a look along the smaller side streets to see some of the colourful stalls of the local traders. One of the few colonial-style buildings to survive in this area has been transformed into the Pawn Restaurant and Bar, coming up on the right. Built in the late 1800s, it was home to the Wu Chong pawn shop for over a century. Pawn shops, once an extremely common sight in Hong Kong, give people the opportunity to temporarily part with their goods in exchange for a short-term loan. The Victoria Barracks was situated close by, as was the Royal Naval Dockyard, giving the pawn shops in Wan Chai a steady flow of servicemen needing ready money for the entertainment in this area. Today, the balconies of the pawn provide an ideal vantage point from which to relax and watch the hustle and bustle of Wan Chai life. On the left is Southorn Playground, a well-known recreational area in the heart of Wan Chai. In the 1950s and 60s, it formed an integral part of local life, when labourers would meet here each morning to wait for employment. In the evening, it became an open-air gathering place for the working classes, where locals enjoyed magic shows, kung fu, and gathered at food stalls. Today it is used predominantly for sports, with areas set aside for football and basketball. One of the main attractions of the city is the wealth of shopping opportunities provided. Few places in the world rival Hong Kong for the sheer variety of products and brands in all price ranges. There is no sales tax here, so retail prices are very reasonable, and if you are prepared to bargain, it is possible to negotiate even better deals, except perhaps in department stores or at designer outlets. From malls to markets, and exclusive boutiques to traditional Chinese shops, Hong Kong offers shopping to suit all tastes. There are many unusual rules of etiquette to follow while in Hong Kong. These include the following. White symbolizes death in Chinese culture, so do not give white flowers. Always show respect and restraint. Avoid confrontation. If you present a gift, the recipient will not normally open it in front of you. When presenting your name card, credit card or money, always give and receive with 2 hands. Never point at others. It is considered very rude. And don't touch statues and monuments. They may well be someone's god. Coming up on the left, next to the MTR station, is the Wan Chai Computer Centre. Electronics are reasonably priced in Hong Kong, and this mall represents a good place for technophiles to browse the latest gadgets. Prices are typically 5 or 10% lower here, compared with other retailers. Negotiation over prices is also sometimes possible in these stores. For any passengers wishing to explore Wan Chai or visit the computer centre, it is possible to leave the bus here. Please do remember to take your headphones. Coming up on the left, Pacific Place is a complex of shopping malls, office towers and hotels. It is one of the most prestigious shopping malls in Hong Kong. Here you can find a branch of the Lane Crawford department store, as well as numerous luxury designer stores such as Gucci, Burberry and Montblanc. There are 3 hotels located in the centre: the JW Marriott Hong Kong, the Island Shangri-La and the Conrad International. The Lippo Centre, on the right, is owned by the Indonesian finance and property conglomerate Lippo Group. The unique shape of these buildings is said by many to resemble koalas clutching a tree trunk. It is, therefore, often referred to as the koala tree.
The tall building with the checkered design is the Bank of China building, one of the most distinctive skyscrapers in Hong Kong. Some practitioners of Feng Shui have criticized the design of this tower for its many X shapes and sharp edges, which are said to symbolize negativity. There is a public viewing gallery on the 43rd floor, which gives incredible panoramic views of Hong Kong and the Kowloon Peninsula. It was designed by the Chinese-born American architect I.M. Pei and was completed in 1990. The job held some emotional significance for Pei, as his father was the first manager of the Hong Kong branch of the Bank of China in the nationalist era.
The Peak Tramway is a funicular railway carrying both tourists and residents to the upper levels of Hong Kong Island. Starting in Central District, the tram runs through the mid-levels to Victoria Peak at an improbable gradient. It offers unrivaled views over the harbour and skyscrapers of Hong Kong. It opened for public service in May 1888 and helped to accelerate the residential development of Victoria Peak in the mid-levels. The tram covers a distance of 1.4 kilometres and has 4 intermediate stations. A ride on the Peak Tram is an essential part of any visit to Hong Kong and is experienced by more than 4 million people annually. A return journey on the Peak Tram is included with your big bus tour.